So we are living in a pandemic at the moment, and also really appreciating the naming of this term, infodemic, which I think the World Health Organization named it. And it's in this interview between Russell Brand and Gabor Mate. They're talking about it. And so I think infodemic refers not only to an abundance of inaccurate myths, speculation around the pandemic, but for me it's also around the absolute abundance of material that's kind of coming into my inbox, and as people start responding to the pandemic, finding responses, finding strategies for coping with it, the amount of information that's coming in is really overwhelming. And I realise I've been feeling really alert and on edge since the beginning of the pandemic, and that's integrated a little bit. And one of the things is kind of, I guess, the way I deal with things is trying to figure out how to get some meaning from it. So I've been reading a lot and listening to podcasts, and me writing and sharing these videos is one way of sort of sifting through it. But one of the things Gabor Mate said in the interview, which I really encourage you to read, it's 20 minutes well spent, because they're a good combination. So there's the lightness and irreverence of Russell Brand, and Gabor Mate kind of brings a real groundedness to that, so as well as a real critical edge as well. And he shared a story about the Buddhist proverb of instead of, for most people it's like when things are out of control we panic because things are out of control, but the Buddhist proverb is relax, things are out of control. And I find that really reassuring, that yeah, things are out of control and the best thing to do is relax in the face of it. But one of the other things that Gabor Mate pointed out, which I felt really helpful, is that all of the time there are chronic public health issues that are being avoided or ignored. And he gave the example of air pollution and how that kills 8 million people around the world per year. And how for many people living with a chronic public health issue is part of their daily life. And here in the global north we are facing it for maybe for the first time in our lives. So we're catching up with the rest of the world in a way. And also that the consequences of this will be far greater for those in the global south as well. So a little bit on pandemic and infodemic. And I also had a chat with a friend who's a TRE practitioner. TRE is trauma and tension releasing exercises, and she made the point of how we are kind of in the trauma of being in the face of this pandemic, and how it can be difficult to let it go. So it can be difficult to switch off. I don't know if you've had that. I'm certainly having that, really difficult to switch off. And although at the same time I'm sleeping really well, which is really nice. But my friend who is a TRE practitioner said it can be really helpful to speak to the parts of yourself and to say it's okay to let go, it's okay to relax. It kind of gives permission to let it go, to let the tension or the trauma that we're going through, to let it go. So TRE is a good thing to check out. There's probably some videos online to help integrate what we're going through. Alright, love for now. Bye.